Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Run the News Network. I'm Sergio Hernandez.
And I'm Haley Bollinger. The COVID-19 vaccine is readily available throughout the United States. 145 million adults have received at least one dose, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. President Joe Biden set a new goal this week to administer at least one dose to 70% of adults in the U.S. and have 160 million U.S. adults fully vaccinated by July 4th. Biden directed tens of thousands of pharmacies to offer walk-in appointments to achieve this goal, and the Biden administration will ship the vaccine to rural health clinics across the nation.
On Tuesday, Montana announced they will no longer participate in the federal unemployment program beginning June 27. According to the Wall Street Journal, the state of Montana will instead offer a bonus to unemployed workers who return to work through a new system set to launch later this month. Originally, people on unemployment were set to receive an extra $300 weekly payment through September 6, but Governor Greg Gianforte said that the state is struggling with the shortage of workers.
Following the guilty verdict on the George Floyd case, there have been many reactions from leaders around the nation, including here in Kern County. Christian Romo, chair of the Democratic Party, and other community leaders are taking action to address safety and policing in Bakersfield. He shared his thoughts on the verdict with Sergio.
Police departments throughout the country are undergoing policing reform and rebuilding trust within their communities. The Bakersfield Police Department Community Collaborative is a group that created a list of recommendations to help the Bakersfield community build trust and communication with the local police force. CSUP professor of philosophy Dr. Michael Burrows worked with the collaborative to develop a list of recommendations they took to the Bakersfield City Council on May 5th. Haley has a story.
Dr. Burrows explains his role in the Bakersfield Police Department Community Collaborative.
I'm an associate professor of philosophy and director of the Kegley Institute of Ethics at CSUB. And my role in the Bakersfield Police Department Community Collaborative is a co-chair of the core working group of that initiative, which basically means I was involved in forming the structure of the project, chairing one of the main committees that was doing the research on police reform recommendations, and leading community outreach projects in relation to the initiative.
The collaborative has specific goals in presenting to the City Council.
I hope to have City Council members get behind the report, and I don't expect that every City Council member is going to agree with everything we're saying, but I'm really hoping that the council sees that we have come to this project in a good faith effort to improve our city, not to attack the police, but to create a better sense of community between the police and community members. And we think everybody wins when that's the case.
Dr. Burrows spent a year researching to create a list of 20 recommendations that the BPD-CC presented to the Bakersfield City Council.
We had 4 different main areas of reform that we were looking at. And that was use of force, officer training and education, efforts to build trust and legitimacy with the community, and communications and community outreach.
The collaborative conducted community surveys and held listening sessions to get feedback related to those areas.
For example, a community member might say, I'd really like to understand better how training works at BPD and what type of anti-racist training or implicit bias training are they doing? What type of de-escalation training are they doing? And then we took that kind of local data and saying, well, okay, when you hear that multiple times and it's repeated multiple times across a survey and listening sessions, okay, that gives you some evidence, right, that there's some community interest in this area being attended to. And so that's something we would note as representative of community interest in Bakersfield.
In the future, the collaborative will continue to work together with the police department.
I think it's a major step for the city. And I think, what we're really focusing on now is just, it's really these things are very incremental processes, right? So there's an aspect of where we, doing the report is one thing, presenting to the city council is one thing, but it really is a matter of continuing to follow up, continue to have those conversations to make sure that the recommendations are actually being implemented. And we're very focused on that, and we're working with BPD on an implementation plan for the next year. where we'll be talking with them about what they can do and how they can do it. And I think it's also important for the community to see that follow through so they believe in the process, right?
The Bakersfield Police Department said they are currently reviewing and assessing the recommendations report from the Bakersfield Police Department Community Collaborative. This was valuable and important work and provided an opportunity to develop a better shared understanding of challenges and concerns of both the Bakersfield Police Department and our community. For Runner News Network, this is Haley Bollinger.
That is just some of the stories we are following at this time. Don't forget to visit our website, therunneronline.com, for more breaking news. For Runner News Network, I'm Sergio Hernandez.
And I'm Haley Bollinger. Thank you for joining us.